be disrupting the prey further downwind. But it's not going to distract the other fauna. And some of the fauna won't. Buffaloes don't really care. There is an appropriate dimension for the body. In theory, 100% of the time. There's a perfect way to use your body such that you're activating the appropriate amount, the muscles that have been atrophied. And you're resting in an appropriate ratio, in an appropriate amount, in an appropriate calibration. Just like a machine, just like an engine, just like a phone, just like a hard drive. Such the commands and the proof of the accuracy of those commands, the efficiency, the time, the delay, or the lack thereof. Can become more substantively perceivable by slowing down. This magic symmetry in the perfect inhalation, generally speaking, is about 5.5, 5, 6 seconds. So we have 5 toes, we have 5 fingers. Each finger gets a second to be on stage and to be a participant in that process of flowing along the continuum. That is the process of being alive. You are perfect right now if you're listening to this, irrespective of who you are. You are a union of molecules. You are a union of atoms. You are a union of ideas and capabilities and potentials. You are a perfect one because you have that potential. So how do we amplify that perfection? Well, flavors, different exotic locales, different ways of getting the sunlight, different environments, palm trees, ice baths. There's something that can be divine, can be perfect if one's perspective is broad enough and adaptable enough to recognize that the satisfaction and the that arises from precise adaptability to living in Alaska and becoming someone who appreciates the aurora borealis, being at the top of, at a different sector of this grand lens around this rocky planet with this little veneer of moss and growth and sediment and carbon that's been accumulated over the eons, and as a consequence of, active geological dynamism. There are some rocks in the world, in the cosmos, that are dead. They don't have volcanoes. They don't have geysers. We're in the perfect place. We had the perfect era, the perfect evolutionary opportunity. If it hadn't been for that giant asteroid, we wouldn't be here probably. It would have gone differently. Maybe the dinosaurs would still probably be around. No matter who you are, you're capable of finding these positions, finding these ways in which you can support the rest of your body. Because a lot of us over time, we just get accustomed to being relaxed and comfortable, and we want to be seen as being trusting and to demonstrate a level of relaxed, non-threatening, as well as a non-threatened posture is a feature of the modern world, modern civilization. Civil, being a member of a community, a civic organization. A small concentration of civilization. But the unspoken rules and the unspoken laws and the unspoken sensibilities that justify and that give reason for there to be different demographics. There's a different audience at a hip-hop concert. There's a different audience at a philharmonic. But does there have to be? What's really key maintaining that division? Is it wealth? Is it an inability to connect? Is it an inability to empathize? Is it an inability to see that one of the major solutions to these large civilizational wide problems is the deficiency, is the deficit in the numbers of perspectives from which we perform the cultural calculus to make our choices. What's important? How far do I expand? Where is that meridian? I know where the beginning is because that's the extreme. It's the extreme of my right hand, which is my pinky. It's the extreme of my left hand, which is my thumb. And it's the extreme of this invisible limitation. I can go further, but I'm going to end up causing more friction on those the C5, the C20, those upper thoracic vertebrae, either by not activating them and allowing them to form and to strengthen that formation, by not varying the postures that I'm making, by not varying the way in which these musculoskeletal relationships are being adaptable by my conscious direction. By my respiration. Now, just because we have this disparity, doesn't mean that we don't sit like this. It doesn't mean that we don't use the combination of euthrones to further give our bodies a usage of these 5 to 6 second inhales, these 5 to 6 second undulations, these 5 to 6 second patterns. As far as you can. That's the thing. You're trying to find a bent stretch. Because from that bent stretch, where everything's bent just a little bit, that bent extreme is going to teach you how to keep your spine as long as possible. And it's going to enable you to work most from this central point, which is maintaining the force responsibility to be on those innermost surrounding supportive visceral tissue, the spinal supportive tissue, all of those little micro muscles that are attached to different sectors of the spine. Somehow, unless you have some disorder, a tragic disorder that debilitates you, which come to us all, if we neglect the power of the force of gravity to impact you, to impact your thinking, to impact your circulation, to impact your digestion,